Hey everybody, welcome to Downballot Roundup in partnership with Leave No Dem Behind, where I introduce you to Democratic candidates running in local elections throughout the country. I'm Bryan Randolph, and today I am here with Delegate Hollis Lewis, who is running to maintain his seat in the West Virginia House of Delegates to represent District 57. Hello, Delegate Lewis. It is great to have you. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you having me on the platform, and you can call me Hollis from here on out.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Why don't we start out with, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Well, again, my name is Hollis Lewis. I'm actually from Charleston, West Virginia. Grew up here. Went to high school. I was a football player. I went to our local college here, it's West Virginia State University. Majored in criminal justice. Thereafter, I went to law school in Louisiana. After graduating law school, I came back. I worked for the federal court system. I was a magistrate judge here in our county, also on the West Virginia Parole Board, adjunct professor. Currently, I'm the West Virginia CIT project director. We work at the intersection of law enforcement, behavioral health, and SUD, the substance use disorder. And I'm married to Dr. Alicia Lewis. We have 4 daughters.
Excellent. Fantastic. Wow. Woo. All right. You have quite a resume.
Thank you.
And would you tell me a bit about District 57, about your district?
District 57 is comprised of South Charleston, Dunbar, and Charleston. Known as the Fort Hill area. Again, I don't have those cities exclusively. There's other delegates who have parts of those cities. But again, it's a I would say working class. It's a very diverse neighborhood. Maybe or excuse me, district. Maybe one of the most diverse districts probably within the state. Not only just ethnic and racial wise, but also socioeconomic status within the district. But I would say working class, hardworking folks, family oriented, beautiful, great district.
Excellent. And when you're out there talking to people, what are you hearing? What are the issues people are talking about in District 57?
Well, the issues in District 57 are very much the same as those, throughout West Virginia, and I would say even throughout the country. People just want to be able to afford the lives that they lead. Buy a home, have affordable insurance. They want to, lower utility rates. They want to deal with our houses, our mental health issues. So again, the issues within District 57 are very much reflected as those in I would say, almost in the country.
How do you think, I mean, coming from a criminal justice background and having been a magistrate judge, how do you feel like that might impact your work with or as a delegate?
Well, those are kind of the issues that I know, and at least for this first legislative session, those are issues that I focused in. I just kind of wanted to double down, what my quote unquote expertise is. But I'll say this: when we talk about criminal justice, we cannot talk about criminal justice without talking about mental health and without talking about substance use disorder, and we can't talk about any problem, particularly that problems or issues within West Virginia. It's all related to that, as you know, or as some of your listeners may not know. West Virginia has a horrible horrible issue when it comes to substance use disorder, and it really touches the lives of everything. Where you're talking about tourism, where you're talking about children in foster care, where you're talking about our prison system, economic development, workforce development. So it touches everything.
What's something that you might bring forward in the coming session to kind of help out with that issue,
Again,
if you have the opportunity?
my work as a CIT director, crisis intervention teams, we work with law enforcement first responders in order to train them up and get to build that better response to persons in crisis. So that's definitely something I'm looking at, maybe to implement statewide. But I also, I think what needs to happen again, because law enforcement, they're totally bought in. They understand that we are facing a new set of problems and they need a new set of skills, right? And I think we need to pour more resources in our behavioral health system. We have 6 regions around the state. Our behavioral health system is broken up into. So we need to expand those services. We need behavioral health ERs. We need drop-in.
Mhm.
We need inpatient treatment centers. So we need those things in order to deal with persons in crisis, so they can get the help they need and not, just get arrested or get a short-term fix and end up back in the same situation.
I was also a prosecutor and also had to deal with mental health care issues from an assistant attorney general perspective. So
So it's all
I
about
really like the idea of you working in that. So
that.
that's fantastic. Uh, you've already got a session under your belt. What was something that you did in already as a delegate that you thought was that you're proud of?
Okay, yeah, it was, it was very much a sit and learn session for me. It's a lot at you fast. I think I
Mm-hmm.
did good things. I was a co-sponsor on a bill, an expungement bill, and basically what it does, what it says, and as you know, as a former prosecutor, if you get arrested, often to whether you get convicted or not, often to, and even if the charge is dismissed, it's still showing up as an arrest. So somebody who may not be looking into the details of the matter would just see, hey, he's been arrested 5 times, and maybe you only really got one conviction. So we passed an expungement bill that basically stated that if you have a dismissal, if you've been arrested and the charge was dismissed, you can apply to get that off your record. So that's not coming up anymore. In addition, we had a third offense shoplifting. Now, the prior law stated that third offense shoplifting, we had to do a mandatory year in imprisonment. They changed that law, so now they're leaving it up to the judge's discretion. I added an amendment to that stating that if you had a history of SUD or alcoholism or something to that effect, that you were required to get treatment. In addition to whatever the sentence the judge imposed. So I say those were the highlights of my first session.
This is why I love to see someone with criminal justice background in legislation. This is fantastic. So where's somewhere where you and your opponent maybe differ on some of these issues?
My opponent, I mean, again, good guy. I'm not trying to talk disparage about him or go negative. However, he spent his career basically being a union busting attorney. So he's worked for, the corporate interests against, working class West Virginians. So that's something we definitely are split because I believe, you know, we have to protect our workers, whether it's through, insurance or pay. Currently, right now, I'm going to leave here shortly, and there's a strike with the machinist union at one of our local chemical plants. So we have to do everything we can to protect the workers and not place all the cards on the corporate side. So that's somewhere where we definitely are split apart.
Are you feeling like you're getting a good response from? I mean, you've already been elected once, clearly. Are you feeling like people are generally responding well to you and they like the job you're doing and are ready to move forward again?
100%. When I go out, I do a lot of canvassing. I did about 100 doors on Saturday. Did some honking waves today. So when I go out and I'm able to talk to people, I'm getting more than a good response. I think the issue when we talk about things like that, particularly in a state like West Virginia, and I would say probably, and I haven't done the research on other states, but I would say probably other states are similarly situated where we just have a low voter turnout. I tell people this: I
Hmm.
think West Virginia is a red state as opposed to a non-voting state, right? This past primary we had 30% turnout. So, we just if people just participate in the process, and we give them a reason to participate, right? We're saying the right things. We're out there, and we're showing that this isn't just about politics. This is about serving our community. So, people go to the polls, they vote, and we can win some seats. We won't win all of them, but we can win a lot.
All right. So we've now come to my last question. It's my favorite question. I call it my softball question. I would like to know what about District 57 makes it special to you?
Man, I mentioned it before. It's just the I think it's two things. It's the diversity of the district in totality, but the commonality that, like I said, you have a lot of just hardworking people that are raising families. It's really a family district. When we look at the neighborhoods, as I'm getting to walk and actually seeing parts of the district that I'm were unfamiliar with, people have that common thread is that they just want to be able to buy homes. They want to be able to take care of their families. They want to be able to enjoy life comfortably. So I think that's what makes it great, and it's beautiful. We have we're on a West Virginia. We're on a lot of hills, but we also have some flat areas. It's sort of a suburban metropolitan type of mix vibe. So yeah, man, this district is really really beautiful and nice.
Excellent. Delegate Hollis Lewis is running to maintain his seat in the West Virginia House of Delegates in District 57. Thank you so much for being here today, and best of luck. I hope you take it because I would love to see you in there
Thank
or
you, and I
stay in there.
thank you. I appreciate you. And if you want to find out more about me, you go to my website. It's Hollis Lewis, the number 4WV.com. So that's Hollis Lewis, the number 4WV.com.
All right, go to it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.